Well, good afternoon. I'm getting a little frustrated. We're going to back up and do a recap. 10 to 15 years back up. People have got to understand the situation we're in. That's all there is to it. First off, we had to deal with the BP Gulf Coast oil mess. All the suppressants, all the chemicals, all the nonsense dumped in that Gulf Coast to suppress oil. Then we've got Turkey Point, just west of Miami, leaking into the Gulf Coast. Every time we get moisture out of that Gulf Coast, we get dumped on with chemical suppressant and Turkey Point. Then we get earthquake and tsunami that took out Japan. Multiple nuclear reactors. And the implosion. Then we had to deal with the changing of the rule book. Every time we turned around, the administration 8 years ago was rewriting the regulations on the radiation. We had a mess to deal with. Every time we turned around, something was being rewrote. Some people think our radiation is just reaching our west coast. Well, guess what, folks? That radiation's been here. It was here about 28 days after the implosion. It was showing up in our milk. Milk producers were catching radiation in the milk. Why? Because it was laying in the grass cattle were grazing. 8 years later, it's still happening. The only difference is it's in everything we eat and drink. 170 million people across this country is drinking radioactive water. There's only one thing on this planet that's going to combat radiation. Microbes. We need the use of our natural microbes. We don't need no more GMO anything. You know, they came out with an awesome song, and I want to share just a little bit. People have no idea. Don't think about natural realm. Nobody understands it or wants to understand why we have such a weather pattern problem. We deal with contamination, and every doggone rain, snow, sleet, hail, whatever comes down from the sky has something in it. And nobody understands why. Nobody wants to understand why we have so much dead life. Another 3 whales washed up on another bay on the west coast. That just came out today. And I get rhetoric, I get slammed for telling the truth. And it's getting irritating. Most of you don't understand, but at the same time, you don't want to learn. All of the information's there. All of the data is there. This page on Mid-America Land Restoration on Facebook has all of the data, has all the articles. It is there for everybody to read. It is there for everybody to get educated. We have, not only do we deal with the suppressants in the Gulf Coast, not only do we deal with the radiation from Fukushima, Turkey Point, Indian Point, and every other nuclear reactor in this country that's leaking. And they're all leaking. Why are they all leaking? When the nuclear reactors were built, they only had a life expectancy of 20 years. Galvanized piping, plumbing, Everything used in building these nuclear reactors have had so much nuclear waste running through them, it's corroded them. It's just like those of you, let's put this in another term, those of you that have had to have stents done in your arteries cleaned out, heart attacks. What do you think that plumbing is doing? It's rotting out from the inside because it got too much toxin in it. So it leaks into the ground on every location in the country. And people still don't get it. Then we throw in the aftermath of chemical plants that burned up this spring already. All them plumes, all that dark smoke that went up into the air, into the atmosphere, all of that chemical that burned up. The forest fires every year. All them trees that have absorbed so much toxin, absorbed the radiation, burned. Guess what? It all went back in the air. People, I'm telling you, you need to understand what's going on. And getting people to understand the education, getting people to understand why it's important that we start cleaning this up. Cancer is a problem in this country. Dementia is a problem in this country. And why is that? We eat and drink toxic, body becomes toxic, body breaks down. No different than that plumbing in them nuclear reactors. It's astonishing to me that people still haven't figured it out. And doing everything I'm doing, trying to stay on top of everything, it gets very frustrating. And like I said, here's a little bit of that snippet of that song I want you to listen to. And this song is titled God's Country. Now listen, here's why.
Right outside of this one church town, there's a gold dirt road to a whole lot of nothing. Got a deed to the land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. We pray for rain and thank Him when it's falling, 'cause it brings a grain and a little bit of money. We put it back in the plate, I guess that's why they call it God's country. I saw the light in a sunrise sitting back in a 40 on the...
Deed to the ground, but don't own it. It's God's country. And very, very true. I need to take time out every once in a while just to go sit in nature to reflect on what I'm fighting for. If it was just for me, I wouldn't be doing it. It's for the kids and the children and every grandchild across this country and everybody else. It's just astonishing to me that nobody else sees the importance of it. We've got to have clean food. We've got to have clean water. Next thing you know, just like the oceans, all that ocean life that's washing up dead, who do you think's next on that food chain? I'm telling you, people need to wake up, pay attention to understand just how important what I've been trying to understand, get everybody to understand is the need for our natural microbes to clean up this toxic soup mess that's across this country. It doesn't matter if it's the radiation, the chemical, the flooding that's going on across this country right now here in the plains. We've got several states that have had to deal with a lot of flooding. You got so much cross-contamination. You got sewer contamination in all of this, and it's all over the country. It is very important that people understand the use and the need for our natural microbes. It is all about our survival. Getting you to understand the necessity, the importance of using microbes to clean up man's screw ups. Man's arrogance of thinking they can outdo our Creator. It just needs to be taken care of. I just hope that people start paying attention. I don't know what it's going to take, how many more videos, how many more confrontations on the page it's going to take. Doesn't matter. The fight's for all of us. And if I can, it's like I was told here a while back. I should be happy if I can get one person to understand it. If I can help one person to make a change. One person, it's going to take a lot more. It's going to take a lot more people than one person to get the realm changed. We're going to need a lot of funding to get people educated. This me running around doing all this on my own, doing it my means, the way I can do it, isn't enough. You've got to have some drastic help to get the word out. You've got to be able to travel, got to be able to get out and talk to the right people. The Lord knows this country, everybody is dealing with a mess themselves. And you need to understand why. Healthcare is failing in this country. It's out of hand. Medication's out of hand. Corporations out of hand. People need to understand why you need the doctor. People need to understand why you need to pay that high dollar medical bills, why you need that pharmaceutical. It's all about greed. They're making you in this condition to support their pocketbooks. Vicious cycle we all live in. It's time. People need to get involved. People need to understand what's going on. Mid-America Land Restoration on Facebook. Come find the data. Get some education. Reach out to me, message me, I don't care. MidAmericaLandRestore.com, main website. It's there. And follow the YouTube channel. Important thing is get involved, get educated. Pinned at the top of the page on Facebook, campaign. Start funding it so we can start doing a little bit more than what we're doing now. Have a good day.